Greetings, I'm Rob Chappers.
And I'm the Captain.
And we're at Andertons again.
And I'm wearing a jumper that I got for Christmas.
Are you really? I thought you were just looking super Captain Dapper.
Because the stripes make me slimmer.
Now, if you like Captain's Christmas jumper, maybe you could tell him on his new Facebook page.
Yes, you can find Captain Anderton's Facebook page now, which is one I'm using to try and stay in touch with all you people in YouTube land.
Yes, I badgered him enough and he succumbed to my charms.
But today, we are very proud because we've actually got the very, very first UK world, in fact, exclusive video review of a super new range of amplifiers from a British company called Hayden.
Yes.
Hayden have been around for about the last 4 or 5 years. I was waiting for this. If you can't see, Stick's now dressed as an Ewok. Here he comes.
Teeny! I know, that schoolboy era, I did a Jawa. I always do Jawas when I see Ewoks. I don't know why.
I do that.
Yeah, can't help it. So tell me more about Hayden, this British amplifier company.
Okay, well, I guess a few of you have probably already heard of Hayden because there's some kind of cool artists out there who've been using Hayden for a while. Biffy Clyro, probably a big one. One of the guys from Anthrax using it. But I think it's fair to sort of say that whilst they've got their foot in the door, they've yet to achieve sort of mega success in the guitar market. But that might just be about to change. Because we have this new range of Mofo amplifiers.
Yes. What does Mofo stand for, Lee?
Well, if you're a fan of Samuel L. Jackson and you watch any of his
Snakes on a plane.
Quentin Tarantino movies, you'll have a pretty good idea what Mofo sounds like.
Why don't you tell us in the comment section below what you think Mofo stands for? Is it an acronym, maybe?
It might be. And if you're under the age of, 12 or 13, I suggest you don't read the comments section below.
Out loud.
Anyway.
To your parents.
So the history behind Hayden is, for those sort of gear geeks out there, you might remember a pretty famous amp brand from the 60s, pioneering kind of amp brand called Matt Amp. And the guys at Hayden employed a chap called Dave Green, who was the original kind of Matt Amp guy, to help them design a range of super cool tube amplifiers.
I did not know that.
Yeah, so there is a lot more heritage to this brand than perhaps its 4 or 5 years existence suggests.
Matt Amp have given birth to a lot then, haven't they, really?
They certainly have, yes. I don't know what, but have they? What? They gave birth to a lion. Anyway, so we're going to go through the range. The very first one that you're going to hear is called the Little Mofo. And these are all heads. Are there any combos?
Yes.
Oh, there will be combos. So
that
check out the
wonderful voice you just heard in the dusky background was that of Lee.
From Hayden.
Lee from Hayden. Lee won't be on camera.
And Andertons is going to have all these amplifiers listed on their website. So if you want to find out more about spec and stuff like that, go check it out. They don't actually arrive for sale until April time. But you can still find all the information. Yep. So anyway, let me give you the spec on the Little Mofo. Little Mofo is a 2-watt head. It's basically got a normal speaker output plus an emulated headphone output, a DI output, an auxiliary in for your iPod, so you can kind of run backing tracks through this at the same time. Single channel, gain, bass, middle treble, master. Kind of just needs to be wound up loud. ECC 83 in the preamp. EM84, or otherwise known as the Magic Eye, which is this kind of
Magic Eye
little green thing that you're going to see flashing up
and
and
down,
which is cool.
as you as you play.
And an ECC 82 in the which is being utilised in the power amp section. So it's a cool kind of sounding low wattage amp. So we've gunned it. We're going to try it with some different guitars now, so you can hear clean, dirty, whatever, Strat sounds, Les Paul sounds, and it sells for $249 in the
good.
UK. So that's seriously kind of competitive pricing.
Yes.
You're hearing everything today through a Hayden 1x12 cabinet. There are bigger cabinets in the range if you want to use something.
And they even do a slanted 1x12 as well.
Yeah, you can get slanted, angle, straight, whatever. And the nice thing about these is to keep the price down. All the Hayden cabinets, or certainly the cheaper ones, come with a Hayden own brand speaker. But they pre-drill the cabinets to take Celestion speakers. So if you want an easy way of getting a decent quality ply cabinet, but taking the speaker out and putting something like a Celestion Vintage 30
See, I
in
like
it.
the ethic of preparing something so that you can retrofit
Upgrade
bits
it,
to it. Yeah, I wonder who else does that. Anyway, should we listen to some clean tones?
Let's do it.
And now let's take a listen to some crunch tones.
Some crunch and drive tones. And because these are all basic, well, all except for the big one, single channel amplifiers, I have got an old tube screamer here that we're going to use basically just to sort of kick in and for sort of lead stuff so that we can get, what does it taste of?
Keely.
Keely, I thought so. Is that a type of fruit?
It is now.
That sounds epic, doesn't it? Let's try it with a Les Paul. It's right behind you. Right, Strat.
So, moving on. Lee had a face, but then that face got melted off.
So, the Mini Mofo, which is the next one up in the range,
Has less knobs.
has the... Yes, it does. It has one less because this is a kind of a more... I guess the Little Mofo would be a home use thing. The Mini Mofo, a little bit louder, so there's no iPod. I keep saying iPad.
Stop doing
iPod
that.
sort of input. So this is just a straight ahead 15 watt amplifier. So we're getting into kind of probably small gigs rehearsal sort of size now.
Yeah.
But here's the cool thing. A studio switch, which switches it down to 2 watts, so back down to the sort of the power of the first one. Still single channel, similar kind of tube set in the preamp, so it's an ECC 83 and the EM 84 Magic Eye, but it then has two EL 84s in the power stage, so a little bit, I suppose, Tiny Terror type sort of volume. Differently voiced though, obviously, so it's it's its own unique sound, and that's basically it. So we still haven't got an effects loop, no reverb. It's pretty much a straight ahead tube amp, but that's reflected in the price because it's still only
Boom!
$349.
Oh, that's good.
So
That is
killer
good.
sound. So
that price includes a little carrying bag.
it does actually. Do they all come with a little carry bag?
Yep.
They do.
That dusky voice behind you again was Lee.
let me hit. What you're probably going to be seeing as well when we're doing the playing is we're probably going to end up with the gain and the volume always pretty loud, and we'll be getting clean sounds by turning the guitars down, because that's how we roll.
Talking
with
of
these
guitars,
kind of amps.
You may have noticed we've been using a new Chapman guitar.
That is a damn fine, sexy-looking mofo of a guitar.
This is the Rob Chapman signature Chapman guitar by Chapman Guitars.
By who?
Chapman Guitars.
And
by
who's
me,
the artist
Rob
again?
Chapman. This is Rob Chapman signature model by Chapman Guitars.
Is
made by Chapman
is the
Guitars.
colour Chapman burst as well?
This is my vintage cherry look. It also will come in a charcoal burst.
Anyway.
And
a fully complete with Seymour Duncan proper pickups Cap 10.
This is the first video we've properly used them in, so
it is
exciting.
These are going to be, sorry to hijack this video, Hayden, but these are going to be for sale in April, and these are these are for sale now, but will be arriving in April, and these will be for sale shortly, maybe even now, and are arriving in June. So go check out the Andertons website.
So Hayden
for more
is the
info.
first amplifier brand we're actually plugging our Chapmans into.
Wow.
For a demonstration.
Let's have a listen.
Let's have a listen. That was good.
Try it with a tube screamer. So this is just called the Mofo now. So this is the 30 watt full, size head that you can get. Still has the switch that drops as it sound like Gollum. Drops it down to 2 watts. Wattage. So yeah, drops it to 2 watts. We have some features now that Rob's excited about. We have an effects loop, and we are running a reverb pedal through the effects loop. We have a Mofo button, so you can actually now switch in some Mofo, which is basically a boost.
Is it just a boost, or is it a boost with added goodness?
It's gain and just front end boost.
Gain
the
and
dusky
boost.
voice of Lee from Mofo.
So other than that, it's basically got the same knobs on it as the smaller one. However, it has 2 inputs. I thought it was high and low, but I was wrong.
What is it?
The 2 inputs is a UK voiced input, which will be a bit more gnarly, kind of, mid-range.
Voiced? I thought it was like if you're in the USA, you plug into the USA.
No. Well, yeah, that's what we should say, isn't it? US input is basically voiced like, kind of a bit less mid-range and more sort of smoother, gainy kind of sound.
Yeah.
So that's cool. And
I
we'll
like the fact
demonstrate
that there's
while we're
no
playing.
option paralysis with this head. It just does what you look at it and think it's going to do, And also, it feels quite nice, doesn't it?
Yeah, let me tell you the valve complement in here. So this has 2 ECC 83s in the preamp, the Magic Eye, the EM84 Magic Eye, and then 4 EL84s. And this sells for the bargain price of $499.99.
No.
$99.99.
That's good. That's a good price.
That's
a lot of glass.
$249,
for that kind of cash, too.
$349, $499. Very competitive pricing.
Did you see
from
how
Hayden
quick
there.
and adept that Lee was at doing that? It was a bit like watching Storage Wars. Do it again.
$249, $349, and $499.
How much is the cab?
Yeah, I was going to say that.
I don't know actually. How much is the cab, Lee?
219.
The dusky voice of Lee. So that's amazing. You can get a whole stack for a very affordable price.
You could. It comes with a foot switch to do the Mofo switching.
Not a Boss one though.
Let's have a little listen to this then, Rob.
Okay.
Chuck it away.
been really impressed.
Yeah, these are cracking little amplifiers. I'm
Hayden
really excited
could
about
be
these.
one of the little British amp companies to watch.
That's
Keep
it.
your eye on.
Absolutely.
I have a feeling some giant, massive stars will be flocking to them like birds over yonder shadow of sunset towards the breadcrumbs left there by migrant workers on their way to the office. I've been Rob Chappers.
And I've been the captain.
Bye.
Thank you.